Rainbow Six Siege Mexico Major Day 3, last day of groups. This was Wednesday, August 18th. Of course, we're in 2021. Four groups still. And some of these were decided already going into it. Who was in and who was out. None of the placements were decided yet. So TSM was already out, Sonics was already out, and Navi was already out. SSG, Furia, and Liquid were already in. Besides that, nothing else was really decided, except for maybe some impossibilities for getting, top seed or limit or whatever. So what happened today? First game, TSM versus Liquid. This game on its own had no real tangible value. If TSM won this game and their game against Empire, they could go up to third place, which still wouldn't get them into playoffs, but it could get them more SI points. And if Liquid lost this one, lost their other game, and Invictus won both their games in regulation and maybe won in overtime, but if they won both their games, they could take first seed from Liquid. But so TSM did win this. This was their only win of the tournament, so I mean, good for them. They got a win. Next game was BDS versus Cyclops. I think it was BDS that had to push overtime. Maybe I'm misremembering that. I'm not sure. Anyways, they went to overtime. BDS beat Cyclops again, but at least Cyclops got 1 point out of the ordeal. This game might have locked BDS in for playoffs. I think it probably did. And if it didn't, then this next one definitely did. BDS beat Sonics 7-3. Their other game versus Sonics was it on this? What day was it? Not this day, it was the next day. They beat 7-1. So yeah. I mean, Sonics got more rounds, I guess, but still destroy. Anyways, BDS in, Sonics out, and at this point I guess Sonics were not quite confirmed for last, but they would have had to beat Team 1 in regulation, and Team 1 would have had to lose their other game as well. Empire versus TSM. Empire beats TSM again. This keeps Empire's playoff dreams alive. Anyways, this guarantees TSM in last place in the group and gets Empire closer to qualifying. SSG versus Furia. This game, the only result that could have come from this, the only thing that could have changed was Furia could have taken first seed, but that's not what happened. They did go to max regulation rounds, but SSG still took it. So SSG looked pretty good. They only lost one of their 4 games, and it was in round 15. It was max overtime on Coastline. So that group got fully decided, first, second, and third. Furia can't walk away too unhappy, though. I mean, they qualified just fine. They have a chance in the playoffs just as much as anyone else. Damwon Kia versus G2. G2 got slapped here. G2 had a pretty poor performance. I mean, I guess they got 2 wins. Did they just beat NiP twice? I guess they just beat NiP twice. And they got 6 points. But yeah, they got pwned by Damwon Kia twice. And this group's actually still up in the air. At the very end of the day, Dark Zero and Damwon Kia, it's supposed to be the last game, and as they were both on 10 points, whoever won this game would get first seed, and the loser would get second seed. They're both qualified, but we'll get there. Furia versus Navi, 8-7. They weren't playing for anything because if this Navi would have won in regulation, that would have tied them on points, but Furia had the tiebreaker, so it didn't actually matter. But I mean, I suppose Navi still wanted to win. They still wanted to get a win in the tournament. And I guess right, because didn't they lost to Furia in overtime the other game too? Yeah. Their only 2 points came from round 15 loss to Furia. So Furia actually is 3 for 3 on round 15 wins, which is crazy. G2 versus NiP. G2 beats NiP. This was the game that knocked the world champions NiP out of possibility for qualifying for playoffs. It was the old reigning world champions of G2, of course, none of the same players, but still same org. But it knocked him out, so NiP not going. A lot of talk of a potential dynasty, hopes dashed by this game. Empire versus Invictus. Empire destroyed Invictus. I think we saw a decent amount of Clubhouse today. Before today, we'd seen some, and I think it was mostly Consulate and Villa, and we still saw a lot of Consulate today. So, I mean, most players probably like Consulate and then Villa, and then like Clubhouse. Oregon had to be the least played, and then Coastline, and then I'm not sure about Cafe and Chalet. Which one saw more? Maybe Chalet. I'm not sure. Hard to say. It's something like that though. And then Team 1 versus SQ. So this starts Team 1's Cinderella comeback for it to make the playoffs. At this point, they had 4 points and Cyclops had 10 points. So the only way Team 1 was going to qualify was for them to win versus Sonics in regulation and for them to win against Cyclops in regulation. And also they needed Cyclops to lose earlier. But I mean, it would have even been better for them, obviously, if Cyclops lost in regulation. But so after this game, Team 1 was down by 7 points, and so it came down to potential tie breaks, and I'll go to there in 1 second. Let's just do the Liquid versus Invictus, another Liquid beatdown. I think it was already decided Group D. It decided everything in Group D. Liquid first, Empire second, Invictus third, TSM fourth. So this game actually didn't mean anything. Even if Invictus won, they would have gone up to 10 points, not enough to pass Empire or tie them. And Liquid still would have had 12 points, still more than Empire. So it didn't actually matter, but they played a game. So here, Team 1 versus Cyclops. This game was insane. Right, so if Team 1 beat Cyclops 7-2, they were perfectly tied. So because Cyclops beat Team 1 in their other game 7-2, so a 7-2 would tie them on head-to-head rounds. It would also tie them on win percentage, and it would also tie them on round differential. They both had, one was 32 to 32 rounds, and one was 34 to 34 rounds after this game. So Team 1 went up 3 rounds. Like, they were losing their minds. They were going crazy because, I mean, yeah, you needed to either lose 0, 1, or 2 rounds to even stay live. If you lost only 0, 1 rounds, you're in. If you lost 2 rounds exactly, you get to go to a tiebreaker. If you lose 3 rounds, you're out. No playoffs for you. So they won 3 in a row. Then Cyclops won the next 2. So now Team 1, do or die. They need to win 4 rounds in a row. And they do it. They win round 4, round 5, round 6, 1 set. And one of the rounds, it came down to, oh man, I think Montaigne got a 4K. Or no, he must not have got a 4. I think. No. Other dude got a 4. I don't know. Montaigne got at least 2 or 3 kills. So it came down to a 1v1 with the diffuser planted, but the defender on Team 1 had a teammate that was down, so he picked him up, and I don't actually remember if he needed the teammate or not. But anyways, he kills the last guy and he disables it, and that's in round like 1 round when I guess it'd be round 8, the round that took them to match point and put them 1 round away. So it came to 6-2. So if Team 1 won it, they go to a tiebreaker. If Cyclops win it, Cyclops go to the playoffs, and Team 1 won it, and it was insane. So they had to play a tiebreaker. And winner of that goes to playoffs. It wasn't for points or anything, but it's not like it mattered because it's not like that game could have put them above BDS anyways. But not for points. Win or lose, go to the playoffs. And, well, as you can see here, yeah, Team 1 took it. They played on Chalet. Cyclops had 1 insane comeback round, but yeah, besides a pretty dominant win by Team 1, qualified. The other game, NiP versus DC, man, was that a crazy game. It's not really for too terribly much because even if DZ won this in regulation, they still had potential to not be first seed. Damwon Kia still could have beat them in regulation. But by getting this exact score line, or I guess it could have been an 8-6, but by losing in overtime, Dark Zero put themselves on 10 points, and it set up the situation where Damwon Kia versus Dark Zero, winner got first seed, loser got second seed. So, and that was a super intense game. It came down to, in round 15, it was a 2v3. NiP was attacking. They had 2 guys. They were both getting spotted at top white. So I think it was Muzi on the Ash. He goes below. He blows the cocktail hatch, making one of the enemy, I think it was Pambazoo on like a Rooney, fall through the hatch and he kills him. Then they go up. They get 1 kill on, whoever the other player was. And then NJR kills, I think he kills Muzi, and the other one is, God, I can't remember, Kamikaze maybe. I think it might have been Kamikaze, and then he kills him. They trade a bullet. You could see they both have the red bar. I'm not sure who shot the defender, but the defender shot the last attacker, and so it came down to 1 last bullet, and And the Hibana of, again, I think it was Kamikaze kills NJR and they win. That was a crazy, and God, I can only imagine if that was like, if that was for some actual importance. Like, imagine that was the grand final last round. Like, it looks like Dark Zero's about to take it. They're winning on time. They're winning on man count. Like, they have the intel. All they have to do is wait for Nip to push them and they kill him. But Nip does, oh man, that would have been crazy. But instead there were like no stakes, so it's unfortunate. Or actually, did it get, I guess, no, yeah, this game actually got Nip some SI points. They were 5 points and G2 is at 6, so they leapfrogged. So it was not for no stakes. But still, you know, no enormous stakes. No short term. No stakes for this tournament, really, besides putting Dark Zero in a better situation for their last game. But that was a crazy game. I think both Nip Dark Zero games were round 15s, right? Is it on this day? Yeah, both 8-7s. Oh wait, no, that's not Dark Zero. Is it the first day? Dark Zero. Yeah. Nip won 8-7 both. And I think they're both on Cafe, which is crazy. And then, yeah, so the last game of the day, the Team 1 Cyclops game. Team 1, I mean, God, imagine if they lost. You know, they had so much momentum. They beat Sonics. If Sonics had taken one more round off them, if they'd gone to overtime, Team 1's chances were done. But instead, they got it there. And then they beat Cyclops exactly how they needed to push a tiebreaker. And for the first time ever in Siege, we had a tiebreaker game, and it was a pretty good game. I mean, you know, would have liked to have seen 7-5 or overtime or whatever, but still, good game. And there's supposed to be one more game, and it's supposed to be Damwon Kia versus Dark Zero, and I guess it's going to be today, Thursday, when I'm recording this, but I'm not sure. They had a structural failure or something, so the stage like self-destructed, or I don't know, whatever. So nobody got hurt. But yeah, one more game to determine the top seed of Group C. So if Cyclops had won this game, if Cyclops had qualified, it would have been 2 teams from each region going on a playoffs, which would have been cool. But if Damwon Kia win their game versus Dark Zero, it'll still be 1 team from each group being the first seed, because we have BDS from Europe, we have SSG from NA, we have Liquid from LATAM, and we would have Damwon Kia from APAC. And otherwise, it'll be 2 NA teams first seed. So yeah, so the teams going into the playoffs, and we'll see who's paired against whom. But it's it's gonna be BDS, Team 1, SSG, Furia, Dark Zero, Damwon Kia, Liquid, and Empire. So we've seen some crazy games so far. It's been an incredible event, and I hope the playoffs live up to the expectations that this group stage has set.